Now at 5, the vision of Joplin's new Director of Homelessness Response. Plus, the company seeks a 100-year permit to construct a limestone quarry in Miami. And
President Trump's sweeping new tariffs take effect against dozens of trade partners around the world. I'm Erica Brown with more on the major escalation in Trump's global trade war.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin's new Director of Homelessness Response is already working on change less than a month into the job. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The Regional Commission on Homelessness, the City of Joplin, and the Joplin Homeless Coalition selected Eric Argenbright for the role. The position comes after the City of Joplin commissioned a study called the Community Plan to Address Homelessness. It provided recommendations that would help local efforts to mitigate the effects of homelessness.
I've been in this business for about 10 years. I'm also a person of lived experience, which is a huge thing that we're really trying to get more involvement in our homelessness response system here from folks with lived experience, because they are the true experts in homelessness, because they are living in it.
Tonight on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have more on what action Argenbright and the Regional Homeless Coalition Commission hopes to take to address current needs in the community. Project Homeless is underway at the Joplin Salvation Army office. It's a one-stop shop for people experiencing homelessness to get information and resources for help. Resources like legal aid, housing assistance, and medical checks are available. The homeless population is growing across the nation, and the local homeless coalition says there are not enough resources to keep up.
It's necessarily changing, it's growing. The problem is definitely worse than it's been, and it's like that all across the nation. We need more services for the homeless. We need better mental health care, better medical care. We need a lot more services for our folks.
Lunch was also provided to the people who came by. They also got some free haircuts. The Oklahoma Department of Mines held a public meeting for the proposed limestone quarry permit. This was in Miami, Oklahoma. The Mid-State Materials is seeking a 100-year permit to mine the land a mile north of Highway 10 near Spring River. Concerns from the Miami citizens are the air quality test, water quality test, and the blasting that'll be done.
I feel we came in with a plan to kind of just have everything lined out and then to listen and kind of go down the list. And I feel that while some things were addressed, most were not. I'm really hoping that with the comment letter that they're supposed to supply back, that more of our issues will be addressed.
The Oklahoma Department of Mines will compile the comments and questions and will make them available at a later date. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for a first look at the weather.
Well, heat advisories have now been issued for nearly all of our counties. That's all of our counties in Missouri, in Kansas, a few in Oklahoma, and that is until 8 p.m. on Friday. So it is getting hot. Today we got up to the mid-90s. We got another degree or two before we start to cool down. Now it feels like upper 90s in the Joplin area. We'll also have some pretty strong wind gusts, but out towards the west feels like over 100. Now Pittsburgh feels like 100, Girard about 100, Independence 104, Nowata 106 out there right now. So we definitely have seen some higher temperatures out in the western counties. We do have a few showers out near Wichita, but so far in our area we're looking clear. Now tomorrow is our hottest day on the forecast, up to nearly 100 degrees. Isolated storm chances and wind gusts as well, but I'll have all those details coming up.
Catch in a few. The Dow Jones Industrials dipped today as some investors are leery of new U.S. tariffs now being levied on trading partners from around the world. The Trump administration says the new taxes are good for the country, but some shoppers aren't so sure. This comes as the president is also promising even more tariffs on imports from countries that are helping to fuel Russia's war with Ukraine. Erica Brown has more details from the White House.
Gentlemen.
President Trump's global tariffs on dozens of trade partners are now in effect. The Trump administration says the import taxes are bringing in billions of dollars.
This year, we could have about $300 billion of new revenue, which is 1% of GDP, and then there's a chance that that could be higher in 26.
But economists warn the sweeping tariffs could lead to rising inflation, potentially driving up costs for American consumers already feeling the stress on their wallets.
The price is killing me. Instead of saving money in my bank account, I'm using it in groceries.
And it could make it harder for some businesses that rely on holiday shopping to turn a profit for the year.
In other years, you're able to predict whether this fall is going to be a good year or the holidays are going to be a good year or kind of a down year. I don't know with this one. I really don't.
As President Trump escalated his global trade war, he also announced new retaliatory measures as part of an effort to end Russia's war with Ukraine. The president is set to double tariffs on India to 50% on August 27th in retaliation for its continued use of oil and gas from Russia, which the president says is funding Russia's war with Ukraine. And India may not be alone.
We're doing it probably with a couple of others. One of them could be China.
The Kremlin indicated a meeting between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin is in the works and could happen as soon as next week. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Despite the progress toward peace talks, President Trump is expected to institute more tariffs and sanctions against Russia beginning tomorrow. As the new school year approaches, local healthcare workers have a reminder about vaccinations. That story is coming up. And a study finds a link between the time kids spend on screens and their heart health. Those stories next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, as the new school year approaches, local health experts remind parents and college students about the importance of vaccines. The specific requirements vary from state to state. The Cherokee County Health Department says these shots could help protect students and the community.
Times throughout the year, there are different immunizations that are very important, such as Prevnar and the influenza vaccine for different respiratory conditions.
Kessler goes on to say that Kansas does have a program called Vaccines for Children that allows kids to be vaccinated free of charge. New concerns about excessive screen time for children. Bradley Blackburn has more on the research showing too much time on screens could impact their heart health.
Children are spending more time on screens like phones, gaming systems, and other devices. Now new research suggests excessive screen time could be putting their heart health at risk. Dr. Celine Gounder is a CBS News medical contributor.
These researchers found that for every extra hour of screen time, there was an increased risk of obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, even early heart disease. And this is on top of what we've seen in terms of impacts on mental health and attention span.
The study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found the link between screen time and cardiometabolic risk was strongest among kids who slept fewer hours. Dr. Amanda Marma-Perak with Lurie Children's Hospital was not involved in the research.
Another really important finding was it's actually the combination of not getting enough sleep or going to bed too late and using too many screens that can be particularly harmful. So in other words, if a kid's using a lot of screens but goes to bed early and gets plenty of sleep, that might be a little bit of a buffer against the harmful effects of screen use. Whereas if they've got both of those, then they're probably going to be even more impacted in terms of their heart health.
If cutting back on screens feels difficult, Dr. Perak says a good starting point is trying to move screen time earlier in the day and getting kids to bed earlier and to sleep longer.
As kids get older, help the child reflect on how certain types of screen use are affecting their mood and their ability to get things done and how much sleep they're getting, and help them to be a little intentional about it themselves.
And setting kids up for healthy adulthood also begins with parents modeling positive technology and digital media behavior. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
There's also previous research showing too much screen time can also impact adults' heart health. Having complications during pregnancy could raise your risk of stroke for decades. A study published in the journal Neurology found women who had a stroke were nearly twice as likely to have had a pregnancy complication in the past. Those complications include preeclampsia, preterm birth, miscarriage, and stillbirth, and could raise the risk of a stroke even before the age of 50. Exposure to air pollution is dangerous for heart health, but using an air purifier could help. A study by Yukon Health found people who used a portable HEPA filter at home saw their blood pressure drop. That can be especially beneficial for people exposed to air pollution, such as those living near high traffic roadways. The study highlights how the air we breathe at home impacts our health. Coming up, Hollywood's most iconic movie props from Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Jaws, and more are going on the auction block.
And we have another hot day tomorrow. I'll have those details right after this. Well, it was a pretty hot day today, but it's just going to get even hotter as we head into Friday and even into the weekend. Now let's go ahead and take a look. Currently, we have quite a few heat advisories across the area. All of our counties in Missouri and Kansas under heat advisories until 8 p.m. on Friday, along with a few counties out there in Oklahoma as well. Now, still lacking out in Miami Grove and Bentonville, but might see some popping up over the next several hours or into Friday morning, as those temperatures are going to be pretty extreme for most of us. Now today, so far, we only got up to about 95, 96 in the Joplin area, and our average high temperature is the low 90s, about 91, maybe even pushing up to 92. Now our low this morning, mid 70s, so we're just going to continue that trajectory going upwards. So we're going to see temperatures tonight dropping down to upper 70s. Now we haven't seen a lot of rainfall. If we do get rain, it's not a high accumulation. So we are starting to see the dry conditions start to creep back in, which makes sense. My grass is brown out there. So we are seeing a little bit more drier grass and ground out until we can get enough rainfall to satisfy those conditions. Now, currently not seeing any rain tonight. You do see some showers out near the Wichita area, but for us, clear skies. You can see out in Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, really not a cloud in sight. We're going to see a few clouds tonight, but overall dry evening. Again, temperatures only getting down to the upper 70s, so well above average. We are also seeing those winds continuing gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour. Winds do continue into Friday. It might help keep you cool, but unfortunately, these heat indices are going to be pretty high, from 102 out near Cassville all the way up to 110 in our western counties. That's from Yates Center, Chanute, all the way down to Newata and out to Sedan. Joplin area about 106, 107, Pittsburgh 108, Nevada 107. So we are seeing some pretty high heat indices. Now, could see a couple of excessive heat warnings issued for our far western counties, anywhere above 108. We're seeing that causes a little bit more heat exhaustion, likely heat stroke possible in that range. Not quite getting above 110 just yet, but we could see actual temperatures reaching 100 tomorrow. So it's going to be a pretty extreme heat day. But you can see those winds, they are picking up, gusting 25 to even pushing up to 30 miles per hour through the day on Friday. We are starting pretty sunny. Do have the chance to see a couple of isolated showers making it into our far western counties. Not quite making it as far as the Pittsburgh area, Girard, or even Columbus, but definitely out near Chanute, Parsons. You can see a few of those showers making it. The rest of the day, partly cloudy skies leading into Saturday with another round of isolated showers and storms. Now those storms continue to linger through Saturday night and into Sunday, where we're actually going to see a front start to pass. That front doesn't really help our temperatures too much. We're only dropping down to low 90s Monday and Tuesday, but temperatures start to warm right back up by Wednesday and into the rest of next week and weekend, with daily isolated pop-up storm chances next week.
Those who get some scattered showers will be very glad to get them.
Oh, I definitely hope I get some.
Thanks, Lindsay. A little bit later, United Airlines had 1,000 delays, 200 cancellations, all because of a problem with a device that feeds flight and plane information to other systems. Topping today's Consumer Watch, more than 450 United flights are delayed or canceled today as the airline tries to catch up after a major outage. According to FlightAware, yesterday United had more than 1,000 delays, 200 cancellations, all because of a problem with something called Unimatic that feeds flight and plane information to other systems. The outage prompted ground stops at several major airports and forced some arriving flights to wait for hours on the tarmac. Travelers say there was major confusion.
Well, the app said something like, oh, we had a technical difficulty, but it's resolved. But now when I'm showing up here, they're saying it's canceled. So I'm in line, I'm on the phone, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do.
One airline analyst told CBS News it was very unusual that United did not appear to have a backup system in place. The airline says it was not a cyber attack, and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says he's been in touch with United's CEO about this issue. It's been a big week for Disney's media holdings. The company says its Hulu and Disney Plus streaming apps will combine into one app next year to create a, quote, unified app experience. The same day, Disney announced a deal that would make ESPN the exclusive U.S. domestic home of all premium WWE live events, including WrestleMania and SummerSlam, starting next year, 2026. That all followed news that ESPN's also acquiring the NFL Network, NFL Fantasy, and the rights to NFL Red Zone. Some of Hollywood's most iconic movie props are going on the auction block, and collectors are gearing up to bid big. Among the highlights, a weapon from one of the favorite sagas of all time. Tina Krause has that story now from London.
It's the famous film franchise that has captured generations, featuring the legendary weapon every Star Wars fan wishes they could hold. Now's their chance as Darth Vader's original lightsaber goes up for auction.
I actually flew over from Los Angeles with this in my hand luggage, which was a little bit nerve-wracking.
The piece of galactic history is showcased in London ahead of the sale in LA next month, where it's expected to fetch up to $3 million. And there's more from the dark side.
In my hands, I have the Dark Lord Sauron's helmet from The Lord of the Rings.
A piece likely to draw a six-figure bid. Money fans say would be well spent.
I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, have been since I was a kid. It's my everything. I would give up my life, my child and my wife, I'd give them up to live in the Shire.
The auction includes more than 1,000 collectibles.
Here we have the Hero Close-Up Neuralizer from Men in Black, and it's got the light at the back, so when you push the button, it flashes red, and then you fry everyone's brains.
From playful props,
it's a very cool thing,
to classic costumes.
Jane Fonda's costume from Barbarella.
It's all up for grabs for those looking to claim a piece of movie magic. Tina Krause, CBS News, London.
The prop store auction in Los Angeles begins on September 4th, and collectors and fans can also bid online. So get ready to get your wallets out. And fruit or vegetable? The great tomato debate might finally be settled. Heinz and Smoothie King are setting the record straight with a new ketchup smoothie. Yum, yum? I don't think so. The frozen treat features notes of tomato blended with the flavors of apple, strawberry, raspberry. It's available for a limited time in 5 U.S. markets, including Atlanta, Chicago, and New York. A limited time might be plenty. A final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, those injectable weight loss drugs have earned billions for drug companies as millions of people have lost weight. So how about a pill? Then on KOAM News at 6, a smelly situation in Barton County after sewage discovered in a local creek. Plus, we're going to hear more about the hopes of Joplin's new homelessness response director and how both Missouri Southern and Pitt State are in quarterback battles as both teams look to replace starters. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. It's really hot out there, Lindsay.
Yes, it is, and it's just going to get even hotter before the week's end, up to about 99 degrees on Friday with heat index values from 102 to 110. So it's going to be pretty hot. We could see a couple isolated storms there in the afternoon, but really isolated storm chances start to pick up on Saturday through the weekend, and then we're going to see a cold front, which isn't quite cold, but still a cold front moving in Sunday and into Monday, dropping those temperatures Monday and Tuesday. So we do have a cool down, so to speak, in the forecast.
I'll be welcome for sure. See you right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.